Hello, OcarinaShief. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's nice to have you, or nice to be here.
It's the perfect start. I'm glad you tripped right at the beginning because it gets it all out of our systems.
I have you here. That's the important part.
Yes. So I've only done 2 of these so far. This is the 3rd. I'm getting better each time. I'm honing it in each time. But I do have a little bit of a generic start where I go over. It's kind of the same each time because it turns out us streamers, the things I want to know about us, it seems to be similar from person to person, even though the people are very different. So I want to start just before anything else with your name. I've done it. I think I actually messed up and forgot to ask Raging Jedman, but I did it with Knight Rider Jade and you. And I think I already know the answer to this question, but the people watching don't. So OcarinaShief, where did that name come from?
Well, so as you may know, I like the ocarina, and I just kind of put that into my first part of the name. And then the sheaf is part of my last name, so I just kind of put them together.
And we don't have to dox, you don't have to dox yourself, obviously.
That's fine. Yeah, so that's basically that. So
yeah, you just shoved it together.
Yeah, it used to be like Crude Killer. You wouldn't have thought it'd be Crude Killer.
No, hold on, I did not know this. Your name used to be Crude Killer. Now,
that was
keep in mind while you're saying
thing.
this, you have a famous child's game setup behind you, which I love. But you have all of the decor, and you're wearing and for lack of a better term, elf hat.
Yes.
And your name used to be Crude Killer.
Crude Killer H20.
H2.
Yeah, water. I don't know why I did that. It was
Crude
a thing.
Killer water.
Crude Killer of water.
That reminds me of when I used to play games with my friends like CS and stuff. We would make these ridiculous like clan tag things to an extreme, and it'd be like parentheses Nos parentheses Sniper Wolf. Just ridiculous.
Because basically, like, if anyone's played World of Tanks before, I have Crude Killer H20 on that still because you have to pay money to change the name. So if you see me on stream playing that, it'll still have Crude Killer H20. I know
that actually is a good. That's a great lead-in to what I'm about to say. But before I get to that, so I actually decided to name this series, and I think it's a perfect name. They're going to be called Happy Hour with DrinkyFox. Okay, because they're all about an hour.
Good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Except that 2 out of the 3 so far, they're you guys aren't drinkers, so then that's okay. That's okay. I would never not want to interview someone just because they don't have an alcoholic beverage.
I have water.
Water is the drink of choice by the person being interviewed. Cheers.
Well, I mean, my choice was Mountain Dew.
I was going to get to that. You said water first, and you said, but if I have to choose something, Mountain Dew is what I go with. And then I screwed up and forgot to pick up Mountain Dew. So I count it. I count the water because you said it. However, I am going to take a shot on your behalf for coming out. So thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So to get back to it, the perfect lead in, you said World of Tanks. So you created if my 2 seconds of research is right, you created your Twitch account. And this is just created, but back in like September of 2012. And then it was a long time before you actually streamed, and you started streaming in May of 2021. Like we started being consistent and getting into it, I believe.
Basically May 24th on May 24. It's a holiday. So yeah.
What holiday is that?
It's just a thing in Canada that we just have off. I forget what it was for, but some kind of.
You don't even know the name of the day you have off?
It's
like Canada Day?
Oh, it's Victoria Day. Victoria Day. That's what it was. We just call it May 24.
So you sound like a patriot.
Yeah, we just call it May 24.
Okay.
It's all about the Queen.
Oh, okay. It's just called May 24.
Well, it's Victoria Day, but we all just call it May 24.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's that famous that it's just
that day. It's always the 24th of May.
Is there any
So,
other holiday in Canada that's just called the date?
there's there's other days. I think there's I don't just call it off the top of my head.
No, you're
Hold
good. You're
on.
good. You don't have to look it up. I
No,
was
no,
just
it's all good.
curious.
I got there's the Family Day. There's Canada Day, of course, and then there's
Gotcha.
Labor Day. Labor Day is another one. That's
Gotcha.
more so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Labor
Okay.
Day is another one.
Well, Labor Day, is that the same as our Labor Day?
I don't know if it's the same time or
Probably
not.
not. Probably not, right? Everything's a little different between us.
For sure.
So when you first started, right? So you have that stream was actually I don't know what it is, but Shell Shock Live.
Yeah.
What is Shell Shock Live? First of all,
Shell Shock Live is kind of like the game of Worms. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, I know Worms. I know Worms well.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you just have your tank on the field, and you have these power-ups that you can move the tank around, and you can shoot at the other person. So you're moving kind of like Worms and stuff like that.
I remember that from. It's old, right? Is that an old game?
Shell Shock isn't too old, but Worms is old. Yes.
Okay.
Worms is from the late '90s, early 2000s.
Okay, I remember a tank-like game that you're describing from high school. It was probably just some Java game on the internet.
Maybe, yeah.
And then you have like you did Rocket League, World of Tanks, Minion Masters, Dirt Rally, like all very quick. It seems like you were hopping around. You were a variety streamer from the start.
I am a variety streamer, exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of went into that just because I don't want to be sucked into one game. I like playing lots of different kinds, because if you get sucked into one game, you get that community, and then you move to a different game, and then you lose that community who's like, I really like that game, rather than being there for the person. They're there for the game more so, kind of sometimes. Yeah. So I'd rather than be for me overall with some things. So yeah.
So it's almost like it's just shooing away anyone who's not there, who doesn't like you, right? If you were just there for the game and not, they didn't dig the Sheefy, then they're gone. Gotcha. And then just to transition in from there, so over the last year though, so RimWorld is your top game.
Yeah.
Project Zomboid, Rocket League, Apex, SnowRunner, which, by the way, we'll get into it, but those are my favorite clips, I believe. The Long Dark, 7 Ways to Die. I'm not going to go through all of them. But, of course, you have Zelda down there. But RimWorld, 253 streamed hours.
Right.
Like,
yes.
So, and I've watched you only play it, right? Like you, and I think I saw DM playing it. But why RimWorld? Like, why does that grab you? That seems to have you more than anything else. And is it like, what's the deal?
Well, RimWorld, we have like a connection, like a Twitch extension for that. I found out about that. So it's kind of like an interactive thing with the stream that people can spawn stuff in and everything like that. So people enjoy that. We only do RimWorld once a week, believe it or not. So we don't play it a lot that I think of, but it's been over the course of like 2 years.
It's just the most consistent thing.
Yeah,
there are
exactly.
weeks you don't
it's always
play
basically once a week for the past 2 years, pretty much. So that's why. That's
Gotcha.
probably why it's added up more than the other stuff.
I'm just looking at the last 365 days, though.
Well, there you go. This the last year, then for sure that's consistent.
Okay, but Project Zomboid is the second. You know, that's just a little over 100 hours of Project Zomboid.
Which is surprising because I haven't played Zomboid since October, December.
I'm telling you, man. And then I saw you had some very impressive Rocket League clips too.
Sure,
but one of the things that surprised me, it's actually not on my list of questions to ask you. But when I was looking through, I tried to look through all the clips, first of all, of the people that I interview. You were a challenge because you have so many fucking clips. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But one of the things I noticed was you have a lot of FPS clips, and you seem like you're actually pretty good, as opposed to like maybe some of the other like driving game clips that I saw. But I never see you playing those nowadays.
Yeah, in the past few months, I kind of stopped playing Apex. Apex was a big one that I would play and stuff, but it's kind of just a moment where you just kind of fall out of it. It's like, all right, I keep losing and all that stuff. And then getting friends together to play too, as well, is also sometimes a challenge. So
yeah,
I kind of just drifted away from Apex for a little bit, maybe until next season. I don't know, but yeah,
I hear you.
Sure.
That having people on to play with you thing is something that I'm really starting to notice, like a dead start to a stream or something like that, because you couldn't get the group together. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get through some questions here for our friend OcarinaShief, aka the Big Sheefy, um,
Aki as well.
Aki, and
Yeah.
just to be clear, so everyone knows the correct pronunciation, it is Ocarina, not Ocarina.
Yeah,
You want to?
Ocarina. Yeah, Ocarina is how you're supposed to say the Ocarina, not an Ocarina. But yeah.
Yes.
And then Sheef, yeah, Sheef is my part of my last name. So yeah.
How far back does your love of Zelda go? And in terms of your age, and your life, and the franchise.
Well, pretty much since I was a kid, since like when I was 5 or 6 or so, with a Nintendo 64 and everything like that, picking up Ocarina of Time, and then I just like the characters and everything like that too as well. So, but yeah.
Okay, so did you ever go back, pre 64? Did you play like
Well, yeah, I've played like the very first one, Legend of Zelda, but obviously that's in my way a little bit more difficult because it's not linear like a lot of the Zeldas are.
True.
True OG Legend of Zelda is kind of just go this place, but then we're not going to tell you exactly where to go, so you got to figure out that stuff yourself. All the other like N64 and onward are like, okay, it's kind of linear. You get this thing, you got to go to this place and all that stuff. But I played them, but I haven't really like.
So you like it easy. You don't like a challenge. I understand. So then Link to the Past was kind of what you're saying too. Like you're just kind of, you get some hints, but you're just kind of thrown back into a world you can go.
Right.
That's pretty linear though. Link to the Past is pretty
more linear. I haven't played Link to the Past though, but I haven't played as many Zelda games as you may think. I just like the whole franchise more so.
Okay. Well, you have to play Link to the Past. You have to. Absolutely. Okay. It's a fantastic game. How many ocarinas, and I think I've asked you this on stream, how many ocarinas do you actually own?
Probably around 8 or 9. So Maple, and I started with the one that I got in like 2012, 2013, and then basically played it for a little bit, tried to learn it a little bit, and then kind of just fell off of it. And then I started Twitch, and I'm like, well, eventually I'm going to have to learn the ocarina because that's part of my name. So I just ended up learning that more so. And then Maple, for my affiliate, got me an ocarina. And then it kind of went from there. She's like, okay, now it's Christmas. What should I get him? More ocarinas. And then she gets me like 4 ocarinas. And I'm like, great. And then my birthday rolls around. And then she gets me another 2 ocarinas. And then it kind of just adds from there. I've only bought 1 ocarina before. Or 2 ocarinas.
Was there part of you that was like, okay, this is not creative anymore. You're just being a lazy gift giver.
No,
was there part of you that was just like, I mean, did you think of this and order from Amazon like 3 days before because you knew ocarinas were a thing, or was it just like, this is perfect? This is absolutely
it's perfect because it's a bunch of different things I can use and show off and everything like that. But
if you're listening, Maple, I'm kidding, obviously.
Don't order an ocarina off of Amazon. Terrible thing to do. Don't do that.
I'm sure you could find a good supplier on Amazon, right?
Maybe. But if you just get the regular like Legend of Zelda themed ocarina, they're for show, not for play. Don't get that for that reason if you're gonna play it. Yeah.
And do you have any musical training? And I'll lead into why I'm asking that, obviously, after, because the people watching might not know what you do with the ocarina. So you could actually first, I'm sorry, I'm not good at this interviewing thing yet. Why is having an ocarina significant for your streams, good sir?
Well, I like to play it basically for anyone who raids on in or gives subs, bits, all that kind of stuff as a way of thanks, as a little musical thank you for you, instead of just being like, hey, thanks for this, goodbye. But just something different. You got to be different, show a little bit of differences between other people, right? So. Yeah,
absolutely. And just because he's selling himself a little short, he has a massive song list that he'll link to you if you raid or gift sub or whatever you do in the channel that meets the bar that he has set.
Right.
He'll link a list and you get to choose from it. It's significant. It's not like 10 songs.
I think Maple and I went through it. It's around 140.
140 songs.
Yeah.
And so did you have any training like in playing instruments before that?
And I know nothing about instruments. I didn't know anything. I just learned it and I'm like, this is different. I like it. So I kind of just trained into that more so. But no, I know nothing really about musical background.
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive, man. Like, I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
not like when I see you play, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to just get famous from his musical talent. But at the same time, I'm like, this is nice, you
Yeah.
know, for someone
It's
who's
a,
never like
yeah.
played an instrument. It's crazy.
Well, tabs are a big help for sure too, as well. So I do look at tabs when I play and everything.
Of
But
course.
eventually, over time, I want to like learn more into like musical theory, all that kind of stuff. A little bit of stuff here and there for that. But yeah.
Well, and so that's kind of getting a little personal, and you don't have to answer this because it is about you as a streamer, right?
Right.
But what do you do other than streaming? Because obviously you're not a full-time streamer, right?
Right.
So
Right.
like you don't have to be that specific, but what do you do for a living?
Well, I am a computer technician, repair, virus removal, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Basically just a shop, little mom and pop shop, virus removal, computer builder, all that kind of stuff in a little small area. So everyone comes here because like the city is like 30 to an hour away, stuff like that, right? So
Gotcha.
yeah. But I do like to build computers and work on them a little bit and everything. I like helping customers a lot too as well.
Oh my God. So how many times have you run into someone's personal inappropriate pictures on their computer? And don't say zero, because there's no way it's zero. There's no way. I have a lot of friends who have that same job, and they're just like, dude.
Yeah, it happens. Like you see people's search history too as well sometimes, because you have to be like, well, how did this person end up getting this virus to pop up? So you really have to look at that stuff, and you just see other stuff. I'm like, yeah, you kind of know where it might have come from for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But search history is one thing, and finding that folder you're not supposed to find is another thing.
Yeah, it happens. It's there. Like, hey, why is this right on your desktop? That's strange.
Yeah, but it's like never the movie version of it. It's always someone you don't want to see, I imagine. It's never like oh my God, it's Mariah Carey or something. It's like
a lot of
like
sometimes there's old people, so it's a thing.
Well, yeah, getting your computer repaired, I'm guessing is a common thing among the older population.
Yes, very.
Okay, we'll move on. So your girlfriend of a very significant amount of time that I've forgotten of, like what, like you said, like 10 or years or something, or
it'll be 9 years this weekend on the 8th. So.
9 years. Oh wow.
Yeah,
5 days
soon.
from now.
Yep, basically.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
9 years.
Yep.
Also streams.
Yep.
Was that, first of all, if she's there, would you like to introduce her? If not, we'll just move on to the question.
She's not here, no.
She's not here. Okay. So Maple Mariposa, correct?
Right. Yep.
With an underscore?
Yeah, with an underscore.
With an underscore. Who I'll have both of you linked down in the description if I don't forget like an idiot. So did she also stream from when you started streaming, or did she pick up on it later?
She picked up on it later. So I streamed first, and she's like, oh, this is fun and everything, helping you out and everything like that. And I said, hey, why don't you start streaming to be like, we can co-stream different games together and get our own communities and everything a little bit too, because we both play Stream Raiders. So Stream Raiders we both like to do on the side with the games, and then we both run them at the same time, so we have our own communities, help out with that kind of stuff. So yeah. But she didn't start streaming though. So does
she enjoy it as much as you? I mean, is she?
Yeah, she enjoys it. Yeah, she wishes she could stream more, but health stuff like that goes on and everything with her, unfortunately. So she doesn't get to stream as much as she'd like to and everything. But she likes to. But she's always in my chat. She's never not there. She always really helps me out a lot. She's always
absolutely. Even when I see you both streaming, I'll go in and she's still responding to people, thanking people, shouting out people, giving commands. I'm like, how are you multitasking? Do you have 17 screens? Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, she has a few screens at her house. So,
jeez. Yeah. Okay, so you guys aren't like room to room beside each other. Like, okay, gotcha. 9 years. Wow.
Yeah. Ever since high school. That's basically that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So glad I'm not with the person from my high school. You guys are obviously ridiculously happy, and I've talked to you about this on stream before. So this is kind of a generic question, so feel free to give it a generic answer. But What are your when you think of streaming, and I'm kind of asking this for me, not for people watching. What
Yeah.
are your 5 to 10 year thoughts or aspirations about streaming? Like, and when I ask that, I mean like the low end expectation of like who gives a shit if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, versus like the what if, what if something really happened here? Like, what do you hope might happen?
Well, yeah, I do kind of hope someday to be full time. That'd be really fun. I
Right?
really like the community we put together. Meeting a lot of people like the lovely DrinkyFox as well too has been crazy, definitely. But yeah, I just really like it. So the plan is to maybe go full time at some point. But I'm just enjoying being here with everyone, playing games, having people watch, all that kind of stuff there. It kind of started more so as just Maple and I, like, hey, Maple, you want to watch me play some games? And then it kind of went out from there, right? So
Yeah.
I like sharing that with everyone now at this point. So,
Dude, when I was looking at your stats, there was like maybe a week or two after your first stream, you had like a 37 or 41 viewer stream. And that was
yeah,
kind of mind-blowing to me.
that was
I mean,
probably, yeah. I
thinking
think
back to when I started, I was like what? It was like Minion Masters, I think
Yeah,
you were playing.
so that would have been another streamer that rated into me that we became friends as well too from Minion Masters and everything. So they rated into me with like 63 people or something like that, and that was
I
kind
saw that clip.
of yeah,
I saw that clip and I remember thinking like I've never been rated. And so the fact that it happened in the first couple weeks is
yeah. I
even
think it
crazier.
was June
I've
or
never
something.
had someone rated that big. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it's all luck of the draw sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Advice though,
Sure.
sometimes
Sure. It's just luck. It has nothing to
playing.
do with your likability. It's just luck.
Also, though, sometimes playing those smaller community games can help with that as well too, because Minion Masters isn't popular. I don't even know if you know what that game is really.
No, I don't know
Right.
what it is.
So that's the thing. You play those smaller games, but then there might be that one person who's larger on it, and they find like, hey, let's raid into this person playing the same game. You could get lucky with that sense too as well. And that happens sometimes with RimWorld and other games like that too as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have like because you'll have like the handful of maybe 5 people that are popular in that category looking for someone else in the category to support, and so as long as you're not at the bottom of the list, you can you're viable.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
I've had that happen, but just not on that level. I was jealous when I watched that clip. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
So who on Twitch, if anybody, would you consider, thinking back to when you started, I guess till now, your biggest influencer? Like who did you look at, who have you looked at over the years and been like, wow, you're doing what I wish I was doing it like you're doing it? Or who have you modeled yourself after? Or just, who do you kind of idolize on any level on Twitch?
I never really thought about that, to be honest. Like I see people who like have more viewers or more followers and everything like that. And like, oh, I wish I had this amount. But just over the amount of years and everything, I've gotten to sometimes that amount and it's everything. And it's just happened to be a thing. I haven't really idolized over anyone, to be honest.
Okay, well, let me rephrase it then. That's fair. Let me rephrase it. Do you have any of the, when I say big time, you know what I'm talking about, like those big time people. Do you have any of them that you have found yourself watching? Because I don't really watch big streamers, but like I have found myself over the past year watching like Pay Money Wubby, because I don't know why. Something made me like click his streams. For the most part, I don't watch bigger streamers because I want to watch smaller streamers because I think it's a better use of my time. I'm more entertained. I can interact, I can network, and I can just really chat. But the bigger streamers that I do end up watching, I start to try to think like, wow, okay, I see what you're doing here. So, I mean, have you had anything like that, or is that not really your thing?
I mean, a big streamer, maybe, I don't know if you've heard of Bajo or Cardboard Cowboy. Those are streamers who have a lot of like things that happen on their stream, that they have the community, they do bits or something like that. A lot of different lore that they have and everything too as well. That kind of stuff. Okay. In-game Asylum's good for that with lore and everything like that too. Just fun stuff like that to watch. But it's a lot of work to do that stuff. So maybe someday if I could add stuff like that, where it'd be like a lot of interaction, I guess, with the stream. Would be really cool.
Yeah, you do seem to be a streamer that loves to like have the community
Yeah.
in some way interacting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like that too as well. So I guess interaction and stuff like that with the stream, with the viewers.
You have a
everything
ton
like
of like even the other things you play when you're not playing with very many people have a lot of like channel point redeems or bit redeems that can like affect the game and stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on the game then at that point. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I want to do that too. I learned that from you.
Ah.
I remember dropping like rabid bunnies in on a game that you were playing or something, and been like, yes, this is good. I want this too. And then I never did shit about it.
That could have been RimWorld.
It wasn't RimWorld.
No?
It wasn't RimWorld. It was a 3D game where you were like in the snow, running around, surviving, and I dropped like a bunch of rabbits that attacked.
Oh,
I can't remember. It was like
it's 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, it was 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, that's another one that has good Twitch integration and stuff. So.
Okay, and then I'll move on to the final question before we do a little segment, which is what is the one piece of advice? I should put this at the end, by the way, but I don't. I haven't moved it there yet. What is the one piece of advice that you would give a noob, yourself even, before you started streaming, who's like just about to buy that Logitech webcam and start streaming? What's the one thing you'd say, hey, make sure to do this?
Make sure that you have stuff planned beforehand. So like I used to only stream 3 times out of the week, and that was a lot of time that I could end up putting towards here. Let me make this stream a little bit better, like aesthetically and everything, before actually making purchases and everything on that stuff. And then you can work yourself up towards maybe streaming more hours and everything like that. But you want to first root yourself down before you kind of start at what you are currently, and then kind of try to work on it when you don't have as much time, because streaming does take up time, makes you tired and everything like that too as well. But money wise, I suppose you'd want to make sure you have a little bit of a community, and you want to make sure if you feel like, hey, am I enjoying this first before you make the purchases, I would say, because I spent quite a lot of money on
I think that's great advice, but I'm not even specifically asking about purchases. I just meant like I'm getting into streaming.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Make some time for yourself. Make sure you have that time where you can end up working on things if you do want to go more full time into streaming first, and then kind of make a plan, I would say, that you'd want to follow, like for just the future and everything too as well. But
I think that's really spot on. Like not going too heavy into
because people will start streaming like, hey, I'm gonna stream 7 days a week right off the get-go, and then they're
and I'm gonna
spend
$1,000 on gear I don't understand yet,
and then they're just streaming to themselves with no one watching, and then they've already spent all that time where they could have been doing other things maybe to improve the stream rather than going right off the bat, and then you tire yourself out, and then you don't feel like streaming anymore. Because I know that some people do that, because they'll be like, okay, well, I'm not getting anywhere with this, I'm done streaming. But it could have just been because they were so tired from streaming so much, where they could have streamed less and then kind of worked themselves up from there once they get a following.
Yeah, they burned themselves out and didn't see the results they were hoping for. You
right,
know?
Exactly.
Okay, we've made it to a portion where in the last 2 episodes of Happy Hour with DrinkyFox, I've played clips to get genuine reactions. This one's going to be a little bit different. This one's custom. This one's custom for you. I put a little more effort into this one. I think that I've made a montage that sums up your stream perfectly, and I want to get your reaction. I have some follow-up questions, but we'll start after I've played this with your genuine reaction to what I view as a perfect summation. Okay? So I'm going to play this. It should pop up for you, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go.
Dance, capybara, dance. Dance for me.
That was so long ago. That was one of my first playthroughs.
So cold.
You did put that one on, of course. You didn't put the
I've got
part where I
something to
pet
show
it.
you.
First of all, I pet it. That is all.
You have an epic wiener.
I will blow you. The gum was not very good to use for blowing gum, okay? I tried.
So I hope that you actually watched that maximized, because I wasn't prepared for it to be. It won't be on the video
Right.
cropped. But you know the clips regardless. So I have some follow. For first, I want to just get like, did I grab the stream okay, or was that an unfair representation?
It was good. There's some clips you could have put with maybe some ocarina in it, but there are some
Yeah,
that are
absolutely.
made with that. But
But
Maple
I
has
wanted
made
to-
so many clips over the years. I know it's a lot to go through. Trust me.
You surprisingly, you don't have that many in your top, 50 clips that, of
Right.
you playing ocarina, because
No.
it's not you messing up. People only
Right.
clip when you mess up.
Right. You're correct.
There was one where that I saw where you forgot to mute Discord or whatever.
Yeah, that was Maple. Yeah.
Yeah. So at what point in your life did you realize that you do not experience the emotion of guilt when harming small animals?
Wait. What? I always feel guilty. It had to be done for the game, okay?
So you didn't have like a predilection as a child for like killing squirrels or anything like that?
Right. I'm always very animal friendly. I
Okay.
even like insects too as well. I don't like killing spiders or even mosquitoes if I could help it too as well. I don't like killing things.
I actually agree with you. For the record, I did cut those clips a little unfairly. He voiced his concern and his love in each situation, but
I
it was
know,
funnier
I
to
felt terrible. I know.
clip that part out.
Because I noticed that when you don't kill the rabbit, you end up petting it and putting it down, and that makes it even worse in that game now too.
And I'm guessing that
you
you don't survive if you don't do something.
Well, yeah, if you don't have food, then you die. So
Is there any way to just eat plants?
they're not very nutritious, unfortunately. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I know.
I actually feel you. I had a moment when I was a child. I don't know if you ever had one of these. I was a kid with a BB gun,
Okay.
and I shot a big. It was called a fence lizard. I don't know if that's the actual name. That's what I was taught they were. They're called
Okay.
fence lizards. Those big lizards. And I shot one. I was right over top it on a rock. I'm surprised the BB didn't like fly back at my face. And the lizard just like, blah,
Right.
And I remember there was this instant feeling of sadness,
Yeah.
and it ruined my like day. And I buried it, and I was sad. I was probably like 7 or something,
Yeah.
And I was super sad. And I think it really turned me off of like the whole idea of killing. Now, that being said, I'm not a vegetarian,
Right.
so
But the act of doing it is definitely a different thing in itself.
it really is. Yeah.
Because you're like,
Which
well,
kind of
that
makes you feel
animal
like a
had a
hypocrite.
family or something like that, and then it's just nothing now.
Well, and it was no. Okay, I'll disagree with you a little bit. I don't think about the family. I just think about like, what right did I have?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It has
Who
no
knows
way of
the-
self-defense or anything like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know your level of consciousness as a freaking lizard,
Right.
or a whatever, or a bird, but I do know that like whatever the level is, like you have your life and I have mine.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a thing. And I watched other friends go through it a little bit after me too, and I was like, and some of them it didn't affect at all, and it made me kind of like I pushed away from them a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
ugh.
For sure.
Okay, like you can just shoot and skin a squirrel right in front of me, and like it's nothing. Like that kind of freaks me out a little, man. But
Yeah, it's that thought of just like, why do I need to do this? You don't really need to, right? It's not for survival. It's just some people find it fun, but it's also not really fun to a lot of other people. It's just all your own thought process of it, right? So
well, yeah, and I've had that debate with people who really like hunting.
yeah.
Where they my debate is like the amount of meat at the grocery store isn't going to go down because you went hunting.
Right.
It's just an additional thing that's dead, So and I know that's a that's an oversimplification. I get that. But it was just kind of like show me why, I think the best argument is if the world ends, I'll be okay. I know what to do, which I think is a strong argument. Right. But if you think the world's going to end, which I wouldn't have said, but now we have, Russia maybe starting World War III. So who knows if the world's going to end? So let's keep it lighter. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So one of the notes that Jed gave me was after we did our interview was, don't talk so much.
Right.
And I'm not abiding by his thing right now. So I'm sorry. I keep taking over the conversation. And
That's
cutting
okay.
You off. I noticed another theme when I was looking through your clips of flipped over trucks.
Okay.
I'm guessing the clips weren't fair in the frequency that you actually flip over trucks in games, because it seemed to be like every third clip.
If you're talking about SnowRunner, that game is all about flipping vehicles. They take naps because they just want to.
Oh, okay. So
They
it's
just decide to. They're just like, I'm gonna flip now. Nothing to do with us. It's just I'm gonna flip all over for you.
I have to say, I did not see a clip where you were just not driving and it just flipped. Okay. I saw you back into a ditch right off the bat, which actually was part of the montage, but I had to keep it under 100 megs for this setup.
Right.
But it looked like a lot of fun, but it did make me want to ask do you drive in real life? Are you a driver?
No, I go from point A to point B. I don't drive. But I do like the rally racing stuff like that. That's cool, but I don't do it. I don't drive around a lot.
I actually saw one of the clips that I almost put in also was the one where you're driving the rally race car.
Yeah.
You say, okay, we have an advantage here because I guess you've done this before, so you knew you needed to swerve between some barriers, but you still hit the barrier and drove over top it.
Right.
And then you flipped the car right over the finish line.
Yeah.
Like 3 times.
Yeah.
That one got me a little bit, I will say. Okay. So this is the most exciting section or series or segment. That's what I was looking for of this show. So this is called, because we don't have a name for it yet, 10 Questions with DrinkyFox. Okay. I am going to very quickly go through 10 questions with you. You are going to have a certain amount of time. I think usually I time it ahead of time so I know how much time to give you, but these are short questions, so we're going to do 45 seconds.
Okay.
You have 45 seconds to answer all of them, so you have to go quickly. If you answer all of them, then you get 10 gifted subs on your next stream. Okay? For everyone that you pass, we take away a gifted sub. So you don't get the gifted sub and you lose one. So it's kind of like a -2 from the 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the whole deal. Are you ready? And do you agree to these terms?
Can I read them? Just make sure that they're all read out so I can see if there's any.
Absolutely not.
I am good to go. Sure.
Okay. All right. Let me get a timer. Let me get my phone. There will be the timer added in post, but for now, this is the timer we're going to use.
Okay.
I actually just researched how to do that in Adobe Premiere.
Very good.
Yeah, no big deal.
You're learning.
I am learning. All right. Let's do 45 seconds. Stopwatch. All right, here we go. All right. These actually, I might want to. Okay, you're going to make it through. The time won't be an issue, I don't think, but you still want to be fast.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Which is the best Batman movie?
Arkham Knight.
Which is the best Zelda game?
Twilight Princess.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Which do you prefer, nipple play or spankings?
Spanking.
What is your greatest strength and weakness as a streamer?
My strength is that I am a great person of love in the community. Weakness is that I just don't have enough time to be able to do that.
Have you ever secretly done a stream without pants on?
I have always had pants on.
Are you circumcised?
Yes.
What date is Maple's birthday?
September 8th, 19. Well, I won't say that. September 8th.
Present company excluded. Who is the most attractive streamer to you on Twitch?
Amaranth.
All right, you did not make the time, but it's my fault because I didn't time it ahead of time, so you still get the subs. So you have all the time in the world on the last question. I love that you said Amaranth. Why? Last question. Why are you so damn happy all the time?
I just like the thought of just being happy. You just got to show yourself toward everyone else in case anyone's having a bad day.
Wow, that's a good answer. I thought you'd stumble on that one. Like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm happy. Life is good.
I don't know. Yeah, I always smile. It just happens, I guess.
All right, so I think it should always be 1 minute, not 45 seconds. So you definitely would have made the 1 minute. I think it was at like 50 seconds when I got to the last question, so you would have been fine. And you actually answered. That's awesome. Everyone's been actually answering, so I think I have to start upping the ante on the questions to try to get people to actually want to pass.
Right.
Jed has some funny answers, but you'll see that in like a week when I post it. It's almost done at being edited.
To be fair, I don't strictly watch people for their looks, okay?
No, I don't either. That's why I thought it would be something that would throw you off, and you'd have to just go to your like the idea behind the questions is I want you to have to go to your just gut subconscious level,
is a good one to go to.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's at the very end of this, I want you to shout yourself out. I want you to tell your schedule and your deal, but just for a moment, I just want to chat with you.
Sure.
Like, what's up? How are you? How have streams been lately? And anything new going on in your Twitch life or your real life?
Streams have been great. It's always fun. We had a whole march of Kirby games where we were playing a bunch of Kirby games, until the new one came out. So that's been a fun kind of thing. Currently, I've been learning a new instrument, but that is a secret still. For
okay,
yeah, it's supposed to be like a bit reward when we get past the bit reward thing. Then it would be revealed and everything like that. So I'm using the time just to practice it. But yeah, it's a secret for new instrument learning, so it'll be fun to play on stream too as well.
Oh, that is exciting.
I kind of want to eventually make videos of like ocarina and whatever the other instrument is too as well. So kind of fun.
Yeah. Whatever the other instrument.
Yeah, I can't.
It's so vague that it's hard for me to be like, oh, okay, that would sound cool together.
It's different. It's not a wind instrument, so it's a lot different of like a learning technique rather than using the blowing. You know.
The blowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. What about with just you? Well, I guess that is you personally, but like just I don't know too much about you other than generally where you're located. Like
wait a minute. Is that you?
No. No, I'm just, how anything like crazy fun going on in your life, anything up, new going on in your life, or is it pretty much like me, same old other than the fact that I have a kid that's growing up?
Pretty much same old. I don't go out and party or anything like that. So yeah, I don't really go anywhere.
Me neither. I don't know that I ever did. I like to say I don't party anymore, but it's like, was there a before?
Yeah,
that?
It's true. Yeah, I don't. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm boring as shit, for sure. But I have an excuse. I can be like, I have a kid. That's why. I was totally not boring for that.
I'm just boring. There you go. No, I pretty much just hang out with Maple, and that's my gathering. Pretty much just Maple now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when the only thing you want to do is like sit on a couch and either watch a show together or play a game together and just be content. Like it just feels, for me personally right now in my life, sitting like in bed or on a couch with Bethany and just playing a game or watching like right now, like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel or something, just watching whatever show we're watching just sounds like the perfect evening. Right. I can't, like, picturing me going to a club when I was 22 or something sounds like hell.
Yeah.
Hell.
I could imagine that.
Ugh. Jesus. And I'm also getting old. Like, I'll hear sound outside our window. We live in like a neighborhood or whatever. I'll hear like kids outside the window. Like when I say kids, I mean like teenagers. Yes. And I'm just like, Fucking youths. Like,
Yeah. Stay
shut
inside.
up.
Yeah, go away.
Get away.
Yeah.
Go.
Social distance about a mile away from me.
Yeah, don't you know? You need to get out of the get off the public sidewalk that's right outside my window, please.
Yeah,
And leave.
exactly.
Well, Sheefy, you said I could call you that, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
I really, truly can't thank you enough for making the time across country lines, across time zones,
Right. Yes.
To meet me and chat with me and help me start what I think will be a really, really, really fun series, getting to know for the foreseeable future, smaller streamers like us,
Yes.
but who knows what'll be in the future. But I think it'll be a super, super, super fun series, and I can't do it without awesome people like you that agree to meet with me. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been fun. You're doing a great job too as well. So I was very
Awesome.
nervous, but you've got me not so nervous. So it's been good.
I can talk. I can talk to people.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
a
go.
talker.
There you go. I'm not as much of a talker, so you're doing great.
You are on stream though. You seem pretty natural, and you have that rhythm, rhythm to break the.
Yeah.
That's an acquired skill. Did you always have that from the start? I'll ask you that little side question, like where you were able to just to kill the silence.
Probably not, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maple helps a lot though with that too as well on stream. That's another thing too, like having that person that can help you out with just like if you don't know what to talk about, and then they talk in stream, and then that helps you out with stuff too as well down the road.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Having that, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
My wife did a little bit of
Right.
that, but then she just wouldn't be around for 20 streams in a row.
Right, exactly.
But so please take just a moment to give yourself a miniature, shout out, whatever you want to say, your schedule, your pitch, your elevator pitch for your stream.
Well, I could say what I do when everyone raids in. I'm OcarinaShief. I play a variety of games, lots of different kinds, very Legend of Zelda influenced. I stream every Monday to Friday around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's it.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying over the years, so it's grained into my head.
Oh, I know it well. I know it well. You're one of my default. I have only rated you like twice in the past couple weeks
Right.
though, because
That's okay.
I've been trying to do better at at rating people I haven't rated before.
The networking.
But I also been rating Dev some. Yep. Dev and Too Good just both did ridiculous. I don't know if you've checked out It's Too Good stream, but he just did a 24-hour stream on Friday.
Right.
And then I think Dev is still going from a stream she started.
She extended it. So, yeah.
Jesus. I mean, that's crazy.
For sure.
48 hours
I know.
Sleeping on stream with a kid. She has a kid.
That's true.
Anyway, that's off topic.
I don't think I tried to do 24 hours. I get tired a lot. 16
Did you fail?
16
hours. Did you just all right, I gotta go?
Well, no, I didn't plan to do a 24 hours. 16 hours was the most we went to, but
okay.
I felt tired after that. So I'm like, I don't think I can do a 24-hour stream.
I think you just need to did you ever have to push through, do like a crazy all-nighter or something for school or anything?
Yeah, way back in school. Now it's like I'm just tired all the time. Pass out after streams sometimes.
I'm just
laying on my bed and just like, all right, I'll wake up later.
Let me just push all this shit off the bed.
Yeah, well, that's what I have to do all the time for stream. I know.
It does look like a lot to set up every stream, I will say.
It is. That's sometimes why I'm late too as well.
Could you come in just in time to start, but you have to spend 5 minutes setting up?
No, I make sure I try not to start until it's ready, but yeah.
We've talked. I think I made fun of you about that before. Like, man, that looks like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like on stream.
It's stuff added up over the years and everything. So we started with the Triforce, and then the Majora's Mask in the back, and then Maple got me the Hylian symbol crest in the background for Christmas and everything. So yeah.
And you have it like backlit? Is that a separate light that you have?
No, it's off of the whole thing itself. So
it's off
it
the
reflects
thing. Okay.
off of the off the item. So yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, it's an impressive setup. I'm just saying that, like, it does look like work. It does, which is good. That's what makes it look good.
Right.
But anyway, we could do this back and forth all night long. Thank
Yes.
you so much. I love you, and I will be in your stream the next time that I see you on to give you your 10 gifted subs for not only participating but getting through the gauntlet
Thank you.
of the Drinkies 10 questions, or whatever the hell I'm going to call it eventually.
Right.
But that's what it is right now.
Well, it's been
The
a lot
gauntlet's
of fun.
not a bad idea.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, the gauntlet is good though, for sure.
Or like the gauntlet or something that like puts drinking in it. I don't know.
Make it an alliteration so you got a whole bunch of the same start of the words, the letters to say.
Yeah, alliteration and drinking just goes together so well. Just leads to slurring.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Sheefy Sir, and I will see you on the Twitch.
Thank you, Drakey. Thanks for having me. It's been fun. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, man.